According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons U.S. database, which is funded by the U.S. Department of Justice, more than 600,000 people go missing annually. Approximately 4,400 unidentified bodies are recovered each year. Nationwide, there are roughly 6.5 missing persons for every 100,000 people. I had no idea that the number of people who go missing was so large in the U.S. In today's video, I'll be discussing two very bizarre cases that occurred in the same town in Washington state, 15 years apart, but with some eerie similarities. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and I typically discuss things that are strange, mysterious, and creepy. If that interests you, then please subscribe or follow me. If you enjoy this video, hit the like button, leave me a comment, or share this video with a friend. That really helps out a small channel like mine. Okay, now let's get back to the story. On a warm June night in 1995, 20-year-old Blair Granstrom, a popular and driven student at Western Washington University, attended a party on campus. Blair was in his sophomore year, studying auto design technology, and by all accounts, he was a young man with goals, working summers for the Bellevue School District as a mechanic or maintenance worker. He had a close family, big plans for the future, and a natural draw for people around him. But after that night, no one would see him alive again. The last confirmed sighting of Blair was by a friend at the party in the early hours of Saturday, June 3rd. For the next few days, his family assumed he was studying for his finals. But as hours turned into days with no contact, their worry grew. By Tuesday, his family was on the ground in Bellingham, reporting him missing and plastering the town with posters. They were desperate to find him, fearing the worst yet hoping for anything but what was about to come. On June 7th, a worker at the Georgia Pacific West Lagoon made a grim discovery. Blair's body was found floating in the water, a place nobody would have thought to search. This lagoon wasn't just any water, it was an industrial wastewater pond for the local pulp mill, fenced off with 2 layers of locked gates and marked with signs of warning. The facility, thick with murky water and floating foam, seemed an unlikely place for anyone to wander into, especially a college sophomore with his whole life ahead of him. When Blair's body was pulled from the lagoon, questions started piling up faster than answers. The medical examiner found no obvious signs of trauma, no broken bones, and no clear evidence of foul play. Drowning hadn't been ruled out initially, but when they looked closer, something didn't add up. There was no water in Blair's lungs, ruling out drowning as the cause of death. His blood alcohol level was high, but that alone didn't explain how he had ended up inside an industrial facility, a place where he would have had to scale fences or find a nearly impossible entry point through a breakwater. As days turned into years, Blair's case faded into the background, but the community couldn't shake the mystery of what had happened that night. And 15 years later, another disappearance, hauntingly similar, would reopen old wounds. In September 2010, a freshman named Dwight Clark had just started classes at Western Washington University. Dwight was known for his love of skateboarding and his tight-knit relationships with family and friends. He was constantly texting, sending thousands of messages each month, staying connected even while adjusting to college life. On the night of September 25th, Dwight attended an off-campus party not far from where Blair had disappeared all those years ago. At around 2 a.m., Dwight left the gathering, telling friends he was heading back to his dorm, less than a mile away, but Dwight never made it back. For days, friends, family, and authorities scoured the area, searching every corner of campus and the nearby town. What puzzled investigators even more was a strange text sent from Dwight's phone about 40 minutes after he left the party. It was blank. Just an empty message sent from downtown Bellingham, not far from a pond near campus and in the opposite direction of his dorm. As the days dragged on, the town grew tense. No one could understand how Dwight, a grounded young man who was excited about college, could simply vanish without a trace. Then, on October 5th, the search came to a devastating end. Authorities found a body in a pond near campus, and soon after it was confirmed to be Dwight. His ID, credit cards, cell phone, and cash were still with him, untouched, as if he had simply laid down in the water and drifted away. The preliminary autopsy was unsettling. Dwight had no signs of trauma, no external or internal injuries that would explain how he had ended up there. The police were left baffled, describing his case as highly suspicious but unable to find any indication of foul play. Just like with Blair, there was no logical explanation for how or why Dwight had ended up in the water. The toxicology report would take weeks, but the absence of injuries left investigators and his family without the answers they so desperately needed. These two young men, separated by 15 years, disappeared under strikingly similar circumstances. Both in the same small town, both after leaving a party at Western Washington University, and both were found in a body of water with no signs of trauma or struggle. Each case left a hole in the hearts of their families and cast a shadow over the campus, lingering long after the searches ended. To this day, Blair Grandstrom and Dwight Clark's cases remain unsolved mysteries, haunting the town of Bellingham. How did these two young men, full of life and promise, vanish in the same place under such inexplicable circumstances? It's a question that lingers, a mystery woven into the history of the town, and a story that may never find resolution. But one thing is certain: for those who knew Blair and Dwight, the memory of their tragic disappearances serves as a stark reminder of how quickly and quietly a life can be lost, leaving behind only questions that may never be answered. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more mysterious stories, true crime, and more. Until next time, please stay safe, and as always, stay curious.